Have you ever sensed the deceptive calm of a festival's surface ripple, that festive clamor masking the undercurrent of ambition's relentless flow, the sweet tang of street delicacies clashing with the salty bite of unspoken threats on your lips, the vibrant lanterns glow warming your skin while a chill draft whispers of lurking perils, mirroring our ageless confrontation with power, where the allure of tranquility exacts a sacrifice that drowns hope in the depths of intrigue. In this episode, released on September 11, 2025, as the Isekai arc navigates the treacherous waters of Fai's political underbelly, the water magician drifts into a deceptive interlude of revelry that hints at brewing storms. Picture yourself weaving through crowded stalls, the cacophony of laughter and vendors' calls echoing like the deceptive merriment in ancient Roman Saturnalia festivals, or the masked tensions in eyes wide shut's enigmatic gatherings, where every glance conceals a dagger or a desire. It's an impression that bobs enticingly on the surface, a ripple teasing submerged depths without diving in. What churns beneath the festival's buoyant facade, and why does its hidden current feel like your own veiled aspirations, pulling you inexorably to submerge in the episode for clarity, flowing from the prior episode's cavernous triumphs and the guardian beast's awakening, where Ryo's aqueous prowess forged uneasy pacts amid skeletal hordes. The tale meanders into festive shores as the party arrives in a bustling town for a grand celebration, intertwining leisure with inklings of a royal conspiracy that draws Ryo deeper into Fai's turbulent tides. The air hums with the festive buzz of merriment, evoking the euphoric yet perilous carnivals of history's turning points like the Mardi Gras revels masking New Orleans' underworld or the shadowed feasts in the name of the Rose's monastic intrigues. Imagine yourself savoring exotic treats, the crowd's press closing in as alliances shift and enigmatic figures emerge from the throng, whispers of plots bubbling like unseen springs beneath the joy. The episode transitions the arc from isolated trials to societal entanglements, channeling personal growth into broader waves without cresting, yet stirs undercurrents of enigma. Is this jubilant pause a refreshing respite, or the swell before a drowning revelation, leaving you adrift with the compulsion to navigate its flow? This installment gracefully steers the narrative from subterranean victories to societal swells, advancing the overarching Isekai quest by immersing Ryo in Fai's cultural currents, where the festival serves as a conduit for introducing pivotal alliances and foreshadowing continental conflicts. Key revelations surface in the redhead princess's enigmatic debut, a twist reframing casual encounters as calculated maneuvers, while a subtle assassination thread heightens intrigue, culminating in a cliffhanger of veiled threats that propels the arc toward escalating royal entanglements. Pacing ebbs with deliberate serenity, leisurely festival vignettes building to understated tension without overflow, balancing whimsy and foreboding like a stream gathering force. Fans often dissect cloudy aspects, such as the princess's abrupt involvement, coincidental meeting, or orchestrated, or Ryo's passive role in festivities, underutilized power, or strategic restraint. Delving into the light novel, Volume 2, Chapters 4 to 6, where the anime condenses the festival arc for episodic buoyancy but preserves Ryo's introspective narration, these illuminate. The princess's encounter stems from her covert scouting for allies against demonic incursions, a motif expanded in novel interludes as tidal summons drawing water affinity mages like Ryo into royal webs, foreshadowing Volume 3's Whitnash Wars. Ryo's restraint ties to his reincarnated philosophy of minimal intervention, detailed as flow without flood, providing context that tempers his growth without diminishing party dynamics. It's progression that doesn't overwhelm, it undulates, beckoning. If festivals mask the tide's turn, what ambitions will they unleash? Within the episode's festive eddy, souls swirl with subtle evolution. Ryo, the reincarnated conduit, reveals psychological layers, his Earth's isolation motivating a surprising relish for camaraderie, his choices consistent in calculated spells yet transformative as he navigates social currents, evolving from solitary stream to collaborative cascade. The princess emerges with regal depth, her hidden wounds of burdensome duty fueling motivations of strategic outreach, her dialogue a surprising blend of poise and vulnerability. Nils and Abel provide anchors, their loyalties consistent yet revealing growth in festive levity. Choices flow authentically, transformative in their deepening bonds. Have you ever floated in a crowd's current, the brush of strangers awakening your own guarded flow? The episode plunges beyond merriment's surface, manifesting power as a deceptive ripple, Ryo's affinity questioning morality in passive observation, sacrifice in the princess's veiled quests, survival balancing hope's buoyant float against despair's drowning pull, akin to Camus' absurd dives into existence's absurd streams. These manifest in struggles, the festival's joy a defiant bubble against intrigue's undertow, the princess's role a microcosm of Isekai dilemmas. Does one channel power's flow, or let it carve carve its own destructive path. Lore surges with festival rituals and affinity-based summons, enriching Fai's tapestry by layering cultural festivities with elemental hierarchies, complicating the realm with historical pacts that echo ancient harvest myths. The script ripples with aqueous elegance, sharp as a wave's crest, poetic in its undulating rhythms. Lines like Ryo's contemplative musings carry foreshadowing swell, lingering post-credits like a receding tide. Even calm waters hide their depths. Exchanges immerse without cliché, hinting at submerged cascades. Envision the festival's clamor surrounding you, the weight of veiled intents heavy as Odysseus' cunning parleys, or the whispered alliances in the Great Gatsby's opulent parties. Enthralling, elusive, enticing. What ambition would you confide in the throng, and what ripple would it spawn? Art direction flows with vibrant fluidity. Colors burst in festival crimsons and azures symbolizing hidden ambitions. Lighting's lantern warmth casting shadows of intrigue, stillness in reflective pauses, yielding to dynamic crowds. Beauty here undulates duality, shaping impact as a sensory lure of festivity's deceptive allure. Angles immerse intimately, sweeping pans through throngs amplifying isolation amid multitudes. Compositions framing encounters in converging flows. Editing's rhythmic swells sinking to heartbeat quickens, mirroring tension's rise and emotional undercurrents. The OST cascades as a festive chorus. Uplifting flutes elevate merriment, crescendos of drum beats etching into memory, motifs of bubbling springs. Contrasting verbal ebbs. Silence punctuates revelations, louder than cheers. A hush where ambitions murmur. Ryo's channels calm with underlying tremor. Timbre a steady stream embodying his soul's adaptive depth. The princess's delivery surges with regal intensity, capturing veiled ambition's tide. This episode doesn't ripple. It resonates, sparking wonder in festive bonds, leaving scars from the sting of concealed threats, a confluence of delight and disquiet. I felt the crowd's buoyant lift, a wonder in surfaced connections amid peril. The climax hints at destinies converging not in flood but subtle swell, a breaking point refracting alliances through intrigue's prism. It echoes eternal queries, like the masked revels in Venice's Carnivali histories, or the shadowed feasts in Phantom of the Opera's operatic halls. What ambitions lurk in merriment's depths? Feel the lantern's heat on your face. The throng's press insistent, curiosity swells. What undercurrent stirs in your festivities, awaiting the revelation to surface it? Reverse reading acknowledges potential eddies. The episode's leisurely pacing might dilute tension, complexity in affinity lore clouding focus, opacity in princess motives frustrating. Yet reframe. These are stylistic flows, opacity a thematic veil on ambition's haze, pacing a mirror to festivity's deliberate drift. Appreciation for atmospheric immersion surges, critique tempers with minor character sidelining, a fleeting ripple in the stream. Episode 10 excels in thematic undercurrents and visual buoyancy, though pacing's calm slightly tempers its surge. It succeeds profoundly in artistic flow and narrative intrigue, a captivating eddy. But as the lanterns dim on that enigmatic glance, a ripple spreading like an unspoken ambition, I murmur this inexorable current. What if the depth you glimpse isn't peril, but the power reshaping your veiled self? Watching is no mere drift. It's the dive you must embrace, the spell channeled in your questing heart, pulling you deeper into the flow. Submerge. The tides beckon. Have you ever felt the insidious pull of a current beneath calm waters, that subtle chill seeping into your bones like the weight of untapped power demanding its due? The faint brine of hidden depths on your tongue mingling with the metallic tang of resolve, the whisper of waves lapping at your skin as if urging you to dive into the abyss of what you might become, echoing our timeless grapple with identity, where the gift of strength exacts a sacrifice that blurs the line between savior and storm. In this episode, released on September 4th, 2025, as the series Isekai Odyssey delves deeper into the labyrinthine perils of the magical realm Fai, the water magician submerges us in a quest that ripples from alliance to awakening. Imagine yourself wading through mist-shrouded caverns, the drip of unseen aquifers echoing like the fateful summons in ancient oracles, akin to the submerged horrors of Lovecraft's Relia or the treacherous depths in the shape of Water's enchanted pools, where every bubble hides a choice that could drown or deliver. It's an impression that eddies enticingly, a current teasing submersion without full immersion. What surges when a mage's flow meets the guardian's tide, and why does its undertow feel like your own submerged yearnings, tugging curiosity until you must plunge into the episode to surface anew? Emerging from the prior episode's title revelations and Abel's demon prince skirmish, where Ryo's water magic proved an unyielding torrent against encroaching shadows, the narrative flows into collaborative depths as Ryo joins forces with Nils for a skeleton-infested cave raid, venturing into the warrior's enigmatic hometown amid whispers of a protective enigma. The air thickens with the chill mist of subterranean layers, evoking the claustrophobic descents in history's fabled explorations like Howard Carter's tomb unveilings or the harrowing plunges in Journey to the Center of the Earth's volcanic voids. Picture yourself shoulder to shoulder with allies, torchlight flickering on damp walls as spells cascade and secrets surface like bubbles in a boil, bonds forging in the spray of combat while a colossal presence stirs from slumber. The episode propels the arc toward broader horizons, not quelling the world's magical undercurrents but channeling them into personal reckonings, yet leaves eddies swirling. Is this alliance a buoyant alliance, or the undertow of revelations that will submerge all trust, leaving you gasping for the next breath? This chapter elegantly propels the Isekai saga from isolated skirmishes to symbiotic exploration, advancing the narrative by intertwining Ryo's burgeoning mastery with Nil's guarded heritage, culminating in a cave purge that unveils the town's arcane sentinel. Key revelations bubble forth in the guardian beast's emergence, a twist reframing Nil's reticence as protective legacy, while a cliffhanger of encroaching threats from Whitnash teases escalating quests. Pacing flows with fluid equilibrium, languid alliance building yielding to frenzied undead clashes without turbulence, balancing introspection and action like a well-tempered stream. Fans often query cloudy aspects, such as the Guardian's abrupt benevolence, why ally with outsiders, or Ryo's unchecked ice affinity, overpowered gimmick or lore-deep mechanic, drawing from the light novel, Volume 1, Chapters 7-9, where the anime faithfully adapts but amplifies visual spectacle in the beast encounter for rhythmic punch. These clarify. The Guardian's pact stems from ancient water affinity bonds detailed in novel appendices as tidal oaths safeguarding Nil's lineage from demonic incursions, a thread unraveling in Volume 2's Homeland arcs. Ryo's ice surge, rooted in his reincarnated, pure flow mana, underscores the series' theme of adaptive elements, foreshadowing multi-attribute evolutions without eclipsing party dynamics. It's a progression that doesn't crest. It converges, urging. If Guardians rise from depths, what currents will they drag you under? Beneath the episode's aqueous veil, psyches ripple with revelation. Ryo, the reincarnated virtuoso, exposes emotional strata, his hidden isolation from Earth's mundane life motivating surprising deference to Nil's, his choices consistent in ingenuity yet transformative as he tempers raw power with alliance, evolving from lone torrent to collaborative current. Nil's hardens into poignant depth, his warrior stoicism masking wounds of hometown burdens, his dialogue a surprising conduit of vulnerability that surprises in its earnest camaraderie. Abel and companions provide ballast, their motivations of loyalty consistent yet revealing growth in shared peril. Even the beast hints at sentient scars, choices aligning authentically, transformative in their deepening flow. Have you ever surfaced from a dive, the weight of another's trust pulling you deeper into uncharted waters? The episode submerges beyond spectacle, manifesting power as a double-edged tide, Ryo's affinity interrogating morality in unchecked might, sacrifice etched in Nil's veiled guardianship, survival weaving hope through despair's undertow, akin to Odysseus navigating Charybdis whirl. In epic trials, these surge and struggles, the caves purge a defiant ripple against oblivion, the beasts pact a microcosm of Isekai ethics. Does strength isolate, or does it merge flows for greater depths? Lore cascades with waterbound pacts and guardian lineages, enriching Phi's ecosystem by layering cultural taboos on elemental affinities, complicating the realm with historical oaths that mirror ancient riverine myths. The script eddies with crystalline sharpness, poetic in its fluid metaphors, impactful sans. Cliché. Lines like Nil's resolute murmur carry foreshadowing depth, resonating post-credits like a subsiding wave. Some currents guard more than they reveal. Exchanges flow true, hinting at tidal cascades. Envision the cavern's drip enveloping you, the weight of oaths heavy as Moses parted seas or the whispered covenants in the Little Mermaid's abyssal bargains. Haunting, hypnotic, hinting. What pact would you seal in the depths, and what surface would it shatter? Art direction cascades with aqueous fluidity. Colors swirl in cerulean mists pierced by skeletal whites symbolizing veiled threats. Lighting's bioluminescent glows casting shadows of uncertainty. Stillness in ritual pauses yielding to turbulent spells. Beauty here flows duality, shaping impact as a sensory immersion in magic's mesmerizing peril. Angles submerge intimately. Low dives through caverns amplifying enclosure. Compositions framing duos in converging streams. Editing's rippling rhythm sinking to spell surges, mirroring tension's ebb and emotional crest. The OST flows as a subterranean chorus. Haunting drips elevate alliances. Crescendos of aquatic roars etching into memory. Motifs of bubbling undercurrents contrasting verbal calms. Silence crowns the beast's gaze, louder than torrents. A void where guardians whisper. Ryo's Vey infuses spells with tremulous power. Timbre a rippling wave embodying his soul's adaptive surge. Nil's delivery rumbles with guarded intensity, capturing warrior's veiled tide. This This episode doesn't submerge, it envelopes, sparking wonder in allied flows, leaving scars from the chill of unveiled guardians, a deluge of exhilaration and elegy. I felt the current's inexorable draw, a wonder in tempered might amid peril. The climax hints at destinies merging not in clash but cascading union, a breaking point refracting bonds through depth's prism. It echoes universal undercurrents, like the parted seas in Exodus miracles or the submerged loves in The Old Man and the CS Oceanic Trials. What depths do we plumb for alliance? Sense the mist on your face, the caverns call insistent, curiosity eddies. What guardian stirs in your currents, awaiting the spell to summon it? Reverse reading concedes potential undertows. The episode's lore density might flood pacing, complexity in affinities clouding accessibility, opacity in beast packs frustrating. Yet reframe, these are deliberate ripples, opacity a thematic mist on magical haze, pacing a mirror to exploration's deliberate drift. Appreciation for immersive depths prevails. Critique notes minor tonal lulls in combat, a fleeting eddy in the flow. Episode 9 triumphs in thematic submersion and character currents, though density slightly tempers its surge. It succeeds luminously in artistic fluidity and narrative depth, a mesmerizing dive. But as the waters still on that sentinel's gaze, a ripple lingering like an unspoken oath, I murmur this inexorable flow. What if the current you ride isn't escape, but the tide reshaping your guarded self? Watching is no mere wade, it's the plunge you must take, the spell woven in your seeking soul, pulling you deeper into the abyss. Descend, the depths await.